Hello, thank you for joining me today on Becca's World. I'm your host, Becca. Today, I'm very excited because I'm going to demonstrate one of my favorite things in the world, a feature of the iPhone called Braille Screen Input. I love this feature and it's pretty phenomenal. So let's get started. So Braille Screen Input is a fashion in which a blind person can input text onto their iPhone. Now, when I first got my iPhone, I didn't know Braille back then, and the way I entered text was there was a QWERTY keyboard on the screen, and using the voiceover, I could slide my finger around on the screen. So there was a standard typing, so you could touch on the screen and it would tell you what letter you were on. If that was the letter you wanted, you could double tap and it would enter it in your text. And so I used standard touch typing for a while, which is what that was called. And then I switched to this other thing called touch typing I discovered, where you'd slide your finger around, it would say what you're on, and you would lift your finger. So that was slightly faster than having to double tap everywhere, right? And I was always trying to find stuff that worked faster and faster because it was all cumbersome. And then one day I heard about this thing called Braille Screen Input, and I thought, wow, that sounds really amazing. And I was learning Braille at the time, and I thought, someday I'll look into that Braille Screen Input. So as soon as my Braille skills got really good, I started trying to learn about this thing called Braille Screen Input, and I even enlisted my tech teacher at school, and so we both were looking into it because she'd heard about it too. And anyway, I learned how to use it pretty good, and I use it all the time now when I'm sending text messages or emails, or if I'm just creating a new contact on my phone, I'll often switch it over to Braille Screen Input because it's so much faster entering the person's first and last name and stuff using Braille Screen Input than the touch typing or the standard touch typing that I used to use. And so I'm going to just demonstrate this. So first you have to activate it. So I'll go into the settings and demonstrate it.
Travel folder, reference, lifestyle, settings, heading.
Now, I'm not going to talk about the features that I've talked about on the previous video where I talked about the iPhone. I'll just specifically concentrate on Braille Screen Input here.
Search, Rebecca Stewart, airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile notification, sounds and do not disturb, but sounds and haptics, notifications, mobile data, search, Rebecca Stewart, airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile notification, sounds and haptics, do not disturb, button, screen time, but general, button, selected, settings.
So we go into general,
about. Software up, AirDrop, but handoff, CarPlay, home button, accessibility.
And there's accessibility.
Selected, general, accessibility, vision, voiceover, on,
So
vision,
right away at the top is vision.
voiceover, on.
So
button.
voiceover, and it says it's on. We're going to hit the button
Selected,
to go into the
accessibility,
voiceover.
Back button, voiceover speaks item, tap once to select, double tap to activate the, swipe 3 fingers to scroll.
So in order to use your Braille Screen Input, you first need to add it to your rotor, because what you do is when you're in an edit field and you want to switch to Braille Screen Input, you would activate your rotor and then select it off the rotor. And the way you add it to your rotor is you go into the accessibility here.
Voiceover practice, speaking rate, speech, verbosity.
And I'm just
button,
flicking right.
Braille, audio, rotor.
Rotor. So I'm going to go into rotor now, and we'll look at this.
Rotor. Selected. Characters.
So I have characters selected. So characters is on my rotor.
Reorder characters. Selected. Braille Screen Input.
And Braille Screen Input is right there. Now I could double tap.
Reorder Braille Screen Input.
So now when I'm on Braille Screen Input, it doesn't say selected. So I'm going to double tap on it to reselect it.
Selected. Braille Screen Input.
Now let me flick off of it.
Reorder Braille Screen Input. Selected. Braille Screen
Now I'm
Input.
back on it. See, it says selected. That's how you get it on your rotor, guys. And then once you're in the text field, so let's...
Reference, travel, folder, reference, lifestyle, settings, social folder.
So I'm going to...
Stocks, entertain, games folder, photos.
I'll go into...
Weather, camera, app store, reminders, home, blindness utility, productivity
There
folder.
it is. So in my productivity folder, I'll just open up a note and I'll just demonstrate how I do it.
Wallet, calc, notes, access notes.
So we'll just create a note.
Note, delete note, checklist, insert, show handwriting to new note.
So there it is, new note.
Note.
So,
Field is edited.
and it says
Word mode.
new
Insertion
note,
point at start.
text field is editing. So you're in the text field. So what,
Landscape.
I'm in the text field, so now I'm going to go into the rotor to change it to Braille Screen Input.
Lines. Text selection. Headings. Edit.
And the rotor is, I'm placing my 2 fingers on the screen and turning as though I'm turning a rotor or a knob. And as I'm turning, it's going to each item. And when I hear it say Braille Screen Input, that's when I know I can select it.
Misspelled words. Characters. Braille Screen Input. Orientation locked. Landscape. Home button to the left. Screen away mode. Contracted.
Okay, and you guys heard everything it said. As soon as it went into the Braille Screen Input mode, it gave me all that information. And so I'm going to turn the screen away from me. There's tabletop mode and there's screen away mode. And I've tried both. I do not like tabletop mode. I always use screen away mode. And so I'll describe to the viewers who can't see how I'm holding my phone. I'm holding my iPhone in my hands with my, let's see, my palms are facing each other against my chest, and I have my iPhone braced between my hands. I have the top part where the volume up and down buttons are. I have my thumbs resting against that edge, and the edge where the home or the power button is facing down, and my pinkies are supporting that end of the phone, and the screen is away from me. Now, in this position, I have my fingers, my left index, middle, and ring finger on the left side of the phone, and my right index, middle, and ring finger on the right side of the phone. And these represent dots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for those of you who know Braille, you'll understand that. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to calibrate your phone. So I'm going to drop dots 1, 2, and 3 and listen to what it does.
In exploring mode, 1, 2, 3.
So it said in exploring mode 1, 2, 3. It means it sees fingers 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to lift those up and do the same on the other side to calibrate the other side.
6 dot. In exploring mode, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so it sees 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to lift those up. Now you heard it say 6 dot. Now there's 6 dot, well, there's contracted and uncontracted Braille. Now, or 6 dot versus 8 dot. And the way you switch between the two modes is you swipe with your 3 fingers on your right hand, you extend them out towards the center of the phone, and you drop them and swipe towards your palm. So you go like that. And as you heard, it said contracted. So it's no longer in 6 dot. Now it's in contracted Braille. And I prefer contracted Braille because it's faster. And I wrote a blog about the difference between contracted and uncontracted Braille, and you guys can read that if you want more information. And maybe I can do a video later talking more about that, but I'm going to demonstrate this now. So I'm going to drop dot 6. Dot 6 in Braille indicates capital.
Dot 6. Cap H, I.
So I typed HI, and I'm going to swipe right with my, or swipe towards my palm with my right index finger, stretch it out towards the center of the phone,
Hi.
and it inserts a space, and it says hi.
M, Y, my, quotation G, go.
Well, that was, sorry.
Quotation mark.
So, and that's another thing. So when you make a mistake, you just swipe
Dot 5.
away, like towards the opposite side with your finger, and it deletes what you just put there, and it tells you what it deleted.
Dot 6. Dot 6. Quotation mark.
So I'm going to do a dot 5, which it says quotation mark. Now I'm going to do an N,
N.
and now watch this.
Name.
And so dot 5N, the letter N, is Braille shorthand for name. So the first word I typed was capital M, my, and then dot 5N for name,
I, S, S. Dot 6.
and dot 6 for,
Cap B, B.
and then I'm going to do CC. It's a contraction in Braille.
C, C, A.
Becca, and I'm going to hit space,
Becca.
and it says the full name.
Dot 6. S, T, E, W, N, T, B, D, Stewart. Dot, Cap D. Today.
Let me turn this up a little bit.
Dot 6. Cap I. Apostrophe M. I'm. D, E, M, O, N, S, T, R, A, T, I, N. Demonstrating.
As you guys can see, it's a much faster way of entering
Cap R. L. Braille.
text than sliding my finger around like I used to do.
S, I, R.
And so simply, simply learning Braille and learning how to use an iPhone enables a blind person to do this a lot faster. And now I've written several sentences here, and I'm going to put it back into the other mode so I can just read the whole thing that I've created now.
Portrait.
Now, it says portrait, and it's back in this other mode now, so I'm going to touch up. Oh, hold on.
Portrait.
Here we go. This is the word.
Screen input for my. Hi, my name is Becca Stewart. The 4th of October. Note. Text field.
So it's going to read.
Editing. Hi, my name is Becca Stewart. Today I'm demonstrating Braille screen input for my viewers. Word mode. Insertion point at end.
And that's how I did it.
Use the rotor to access misspelled
And
words.
so that's how you do Braille screen input. And let me tell you, when I first started it, it was very frustrating, but I was really excited that someday I could get to the point where I'm at now, where it would be easy. And I use it all the time. And so if you want to, this would be an option for entering notes in class, and maybe in a faster way. You know what I mean? You could have like an earphone in one ear so you can hear your phone, but your class can't, but you could hear your professor, and then you simply have your iPhone in your hand. You could be, if your Braille skills are good enough, you could be entering your notes on your iPhone. And so that's one way that I can see this being very helpful for blind people in school and for work, you know, notes in meetings and such. The iPhone is so versatile, and it's very, you know, portable and all sorts of things. So anyway, those are just some of the uses for Braille Screen Input as a blind user. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can explain. As far as learning grade 1 and grade 2 Braille, you can go learn those different places. There's schools you can go to. There's also Hadley School for the Blind online that you can go to, and you can, I believe they have free classes available, and you can learn Braille there. And then there is also an app for the iPhone, and I don't remember what it's called, but it's it's an app that gives you all the Braille contractions. So anything that you want to write in Braille, you would just look it up in there, and it would tell you the configuration of the 6-dot cells. If you've read my blog on Braille, you'll understand that there's single cell and double cell contractions, and this app I'm referring to lists all of them out. And so anybody out there who's interested in Braille can go learn the contractions and then learn how to do the Braille Screen Input if you guys want. And if you guys want me to demonstrate more Braille Screen Input, I can. And if there's anybody local that would like me to sit down and help them work with it, I will. It takes just a lot of patience. And you know, I used to be a type A personality, and I didn't give myself a break a lot. And so I had a great deal of stress in my whole body while I was trying to teach myself Braille Screen Input. And I noticed that when my hands were tight and I was stressed out, my Braille Screen Input was horrible. You really have to relax and loosen up. It's a lot like reading Braille. When you read Braille, you have to have your fingers relaxed, because if you're stressed out, it's really hard to read Braille, which is why I can't read Braille. I really struggle with it. But yeah, so just remember, stay relaxed, practice, give yourself a break. And what I did the first time, I started with the alphabet. I went A through Z. I just practiced it over and over again because it was quick and familiar, and I didn't have to stop and think about what am I going to type next. I did that over and over again to get faster at the Braille Screen Input. And then I started incorporating contractions because they took a little bit more forethought. But that's what I did. So I just encourage my viewers to work with it and get better at it if you'd like. I definitely think it's worth the effort, my blind friends. And if you're sighted and you want to know more, let me know. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching Becca's World. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.